Well, hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Londa Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create ANTIMLM, that's anti-multi-level marketing content, and on occasion I dip my toes into true crime. But if you really think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? Okay, number one, please forgive any bruises that are on my neck, on my arms, anywhere. I recently got out of the hospital. That's a whole thing in and of itself, and I'm really, really lucky that I'm even here today. So anyway, today I'm making a video that's easy on myself because I'm still recovering from the hospital stay. So today we are going to be checking out a Beachbody Hun who is going to share with us how to tap into your cold market. Now, if you are a former Hunbot like myself, I'm a former Beachbody Hun. Yeah, I can remember all about the cold market. I mean, I didn't really have much of a warm market. I mean, they weren't interested in that. I don't know if that happened to you or not, but it became all about how do I attract just complete strangers to me? And let me tell you, I did all the backflips. I did all the pony rides. I mean, I did it all. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter what I did. I mean, maybe you've had that experience too. So anyway, let's move on. And before we get started, I do want to say, make sure that you don't send any hate to anybody involved in multi-level marketing or in Beachbody, because that's not the point. Also, be kind to each other in the comment section and to me. I'm critiquing an industry that I find problematic. Those people that do those, coaching things about multi-level marketing, like you two are going to be a success, fake guru type stuff, anything related to what I consider a very janky, and I can't even use this word, profession. So let's go ahead and check out what this person is saying, and I'll throw in my 2 cents. Sound like a plan?
Hey guys, so I've gone live a million times, and every time I press that live button, I just freak out. Like, I just get so nervous. I don't know what happened. But this video is going to be more about how to just tap into that cold market and never find run out of people to message. And that was my thing, because I'm more of like that simple kind of girl, and I just had no idea where I could find all these people. People were always saying like, oh, you message 100 people a day, 50 people a day. And I was guilty to say, I don't have 50 people to message. I don't have 100 people to message. Like, where do you find these people? And to this day, I still listen to all these top coaches, post about how much they message. And in my head, I'm just like, where can I find these people? And I finally took it in my own hands and figured it out. And it's true. You have so many people. Hey, Marilyn. You have so many people. Oh my God. Am I on the Dynasty, or am I in the, oh my God. Wait, this is what I do all the time. Am I going live, or am I in the group? Somebody reassure me that I am in the Dynasty group. Okay. That's my girl. All right. I'm assuming I'm in the right group. Because that's so me. Okay, we're good. So right now I am currently sitting at Success Club 16, and this is seriously why. Because I just non-stop message people. I kept going. I am a simple girl. People like to write people's names down. They like to follow up. Not me. I literally have my notepad, and I just do a tally. And I like to make sure that I am messaging 25 people a day, 50 people a day, and I challenge myself to do 75 people a day. I still work, and I balance so many different things, so I try to keep going. So basically, the standard places to go and find people to message is everybody who likes your post on Facebook and Instagram, and everybody who views your story on Facebook and Instagram. Yes, I still message so many people on Facebook.
Okay, but I want to say this, what ends up making social media janky, in my opinion, because now your posts, when you're a Hun, they become your marketing. So everybody becomes a mark. So if they comment or if they like it, it's like you're all over like white on rice, because why? You're looking to find somebody that you want to, sell your MLM crap. And in this case, it's Beachbody. So you want to hit Success Club too. She's at Success Club 16. So that means that she's sold basically 8 challenge packs. That's probably what that comes out to, which is a lot. That is an awful lot. I mean, I was lucky if I could sell 2 of those suckers, a month. I don't know about you, but she's making, to me, I just hear this and it reminds me of just, you end up chasing after people. I mean, honestly, you do. So anybody who is doing any kind of interaction with you, you're running after them to send them a message with the intent you want to sell them something, which is kind of humorous to me because not too long ago, I did a video and it was with a top Beachbody hun who was basically saying, let go of the idea of selling anything to anyone. So I'm kind of like, well, what is it now? So are we looking to sell to people, or are we letting that go and now we're just, quote, serving people,
Facebook. I know Instagram is this huge platform, better than Facebook. However, people are still on Facebook, and I message everybody. I take advantage of the Facebook stories now and message everybody that looks at my Facebook story. It's a hit or a miss. Sometimes I'll have 300 people look at it, and sometimes I will have 60 people look at it. But this is a great place also, because when I scroll through my Facebook stories, everybody viewed it. I'll look at their profile and I'll say, okay, they're not with something else, and I will go in and message them. If I already saw that I messaged them last year or a couple months ago, I will message them again. I constantly always message, and this is the best time to message those people as follow-ups because it's February, it's the new year. You literally can message them saying, hey girl, like I know we just talked last month, I know we just talked in December, it was a really great busy month, but if you go wait, hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, it's February now, new year, new goals. I know that, January might have, you didn't hit your resolution, being fitness, getting into it, but let's get into it now. Let's resolution reboot. Let's get those resolutions, back on track. This is the best time to follow up on all those people that you messaged in November, December, and even the beginning of January, because
Okay, so this video is, roughly a year old, but this is going to hold true right now because we are entering November. And so this is what people will be doing. And, even she would be able to apply this to the past few months or whatever. And it's always, by the way, it's always going to be the best time to follow up because, the fortune is in the follow-up. I cannot stand that saying. It literally just makes my skin feel like it's on fire or something because it's just so awful. But I want you to think about this. Okay, when I was in the hospital, I was updating everybody through my Instagram story because I don't go on Facebook all that much, So for me, it was easiest to just put it there because I was dealing with a lot of stuff. Now, just imagine if I had been a hun and I'm like, oh, now I've got to follow up with these people. I've got to go send these people a message. I mean, that to me is absolutely exhausting because when you're sending these messages, it's not just, hey, how are you doing? It's like you want to have an ongoing conversation. So if she's true to form and sometimes she has 300 people, can you imagine messaging and having 300 conversations in a day? I mean, literally, what else would you be doing? How could you do anything else? But isn't this all supposed to be so easy and just by your phone and you can just do it in an hour a day? I mean, I'm telling you right now, there's no way you can just do this in little pockets of time. I can remember hearing like, oh, you can just fit it in. No, this ends up being full on, just keep bugging the heck out of people 24/7, 365. That's what it boils down to.
those people in January were probably doing their own fitness thing, or wanted to do their own thing, and realized that they didn't stick with it in January, because mainly 90% of the people don't. So they go ahead, then you can, now that's when you swoop in and ask them, like, hey, did you stick with those resolutions, or did you kind of have anything in mind? Now's the time to do it. Let me help you. So I definitely take advantage of Facebook stories, Facebook likes. So now, once I message everybody that viewed all of that, and sometimes I can't get to those messages right away. So my trick is I screenshot on my photo everybody that looked at it, and then when I do have a chance to message everybody before the 24 hours is up, I'll go through all those people, and I'll just have my phone and my iPad, and I will just go ahead and message from there. It's just because these are people, if you don't take advantage and see those people that are viewing your story or your Facebook stories, those are people you're losing. Those are potentials.
Okay, I have a huge problem with the use of take advantage, because literally when you are in an MLM and anybody does, buy something or joins your team, you are taking advantage of people. And so I find it kind of curious how this, verbology, phraseology, whatever, verbiage, that's what I was trying to think. Verbiage, okay, yeah, that's what I meant. By using that, because they're not going to look at it that they are taking advantage of people. They're thinking of like taking advantage, of the story, of the post, of whatever. But the bottom line is anybody who is spending all this time messaging everybody because the intent of their story is to get eyes on them so they can message people, so they can pitch them, it just becomes so uncomfortable, It honestly does. I think sometimes that's what holds me back from looking at anybody's stories or anything, because I'm thinking, is somebody going to pitch me? Because the last thing I want, and probably you want, is for anyone to do any kind of pitch. And I've gotten a few lately, and it's like, wow, have you even looked at anything about me? Because apparently not. Otherwise, you would just be moving on by.
Sometimes I'll have 200 people view it, or sometimes 60. So if you lose those people, those are potentials that you just lost. So I always screenshot those people who viewed my stuff if I don't get a chance to message them. So, that's 20 people right there that you could have just messaged right off the bat.
Oh, wait, I forgot about this part. This whole screenshotting everything. To me, I'm not someone who is going to collect a bucket of receipts of stuff. And this just sounds more like busy work, because when you enter an MLM and you're, that lower tier person, because most people are, this will keep you incredibly busy. If you're taking screenshots and then using that screenshot to then, okay, I'm messaging each one of these people. It just ends up being, is it inauthentic? Is that a word, inauthentic? Because it's not genuine. None of this is straight from someone's heart. It's all with intent that they want something from you. You know what I mean?
The next thing I do when all of that is done and I did not hit my, goal for the day of, 50 people, the next thing I do is I will go through my Instagram. I love the Instagram stories. I do not scroll and I do not go through everybody's stories. Yeah, there's some people that I'll watch their stories, like on my team, my other, Success Club partners and stuff. However, I'm doing it on my phone right now, but I will scroll through the stories as much as I can further down, because chances are you're seeing the same people every single day. So then I will hit one random person, and if it's somebody that I know or I've already talked to, I'll just skip their story, and I literally, while I'm sitting down or doing something or taking a break, I will go through it and I will do the emoji, section. I will comment on something. Some girl dyed her hair yesterday and had like a baggie on her head and was like, oh, I forgot my shower cap. And I literally LOL'd, because when I dyed my hair the other day, I didn't have a shower cap and I did a baggie too. So we just started connecting through there. It doesn't always have to be fitness. However, I am more like cut to the chase. Like, I'm not trying to, ask you a bunch of questions about your life. Like, I want to know if you're into fitness or not, if you're going to like this or not, sort of thing. I don't really waste, I like connecting with people, but what I can connect them with.
Okay, to me, it doesn't sound like she likes connecting with people at all. She just wants to know can I pitch them Beachbody stuff and sell it to them? That's what it looks like to me. This looks like a very hardcore sales tactic to me. And when I see that stuff these days, it makes me so very uncomfortable, because it's like I see it coming, and I keep thinking to myself, how is it that you do this? Yesterday, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, and if you haven't, you should. The movie is called Boiler Room, and it is high pressured sales. And it's not all that different from MLM, really, because these people were basically selling people nothing. It was a big old scheme in the movie. And as I watched that, I was thinking back about, when I was in MLM, and I was thinking about all the different people that I've done videos on and stuff. And it's like they put you in this position where they're trying to make up your mind for you just so you will say yes. Saying yes to anything, because once you start saying yes, then it's easier to get you to keep saying yes. I can remember learning about that somewhere. And now when I see that stuff, I just cringe.
So I will go ahead and do that, and I count those as connection and messaging people. Even if it's nothing to do with inviting, I can either they're gonna ignore my story reply on clapping emoji. I know that there's a heart one and a fire one, or messaging them. So then when they message me back, or even if they like it or react to my reply, I'll be like, oh my God, I just also noticed on your page this, and this, and I'll ask a question. I always ask a question, so they have no choice but to either really reply or ignore me, which is fine. I don't care. I would rather go for 100 no's and not do anything at all.
Oh, the 100 no's. Because the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. Did you hear that? I mean, what a line is that, I don't know. Maybe that works in real sales, but not in multi-level marketing. I don't know. But that whole thing to me, it just makes my skin crawl. That's all of this just makes my skin crawl. It makes me itch. And I just wish everybody would stop, because you just become a fake person, robotic, hence a Hunbot. You become so fake because you aren't connecting with anybody over anything that's real. You might think that you are, the hair and all of this, but the bottom line is you're always looking at, what can I get that person to do for me? And you pretend as if you care about that you have a solution for them. You really don't. All you want is just someone to take action, because you want to hit Success Club. You want to do that. I mean, you don't care about anyone other than your own self, in my opinion, when it comes to multi-level marketing. Maybe your experience was different, but from everything that I've seen, it's like it becomes very, very self-centered.
So that's another way to, when you run out of people to message, just go ahead and just go through people's stories and, do the emoji. So then you can ask the question like, hey, are you into fitness? Like, I couldn't tell by your profile if you were into fitness, but I love at-home workouts. Have you done them before? Super, super simple. You don't have to mention Beachbody. You don't have to say that you're running a group. Just ask if they're into fitness. If they are, then you just continue on with the conversation. Everybody's going to be different, but you still have that same goal and questions in mind. Are you familiar with at-home workouts? Are you into fitness? A bunch of other things. So my next thing is, once I'm kind of like over the story and I actually start wanting to like invite people, I will truly go into my cold message or my followers and just cold message people. Because when I first started, that's literally what I had to do. Like, that's what we were told to do, is to cold message people. And we had that standard message to send to people. I still do that. And honestly, half of those people reply back, and those are the people that you want because they're nice enough to reply back. And I get ignored, but I message so many people that I don't even think of the people who are ignoring me. So an example message I'll send to somebody, I'll go through my followers list and I will scroll like through it, and if I'll randomly hit some girl and press message, and if I already messaged her, I will follow up then. Or if I didn't message her, I'll go through her profile. But normally I just go ahead and message them saying like, hey babe, so Instagram only shows like 1/8 of my followers and I absolutely hate it. So I end up just kind of going through, I end up coming across your profile, and I'll say something about their profile. And then I'll be like, anyways, if you notice on mine, I am super into health and fitness. I'm not sure if you're into fitness or you're doing something right now, but if you're looking to switch it up, I'd love to chat. I always say, Instagram only shows 1/8 of my followers. I never really get to see yours, but I'm glad I did. And then I always say something like, if you're looking to switch up, if they're into fitness, I'll be like, oh, I see that you're into fitness. What do you do? Super simple. If I can't tell if they're into fitness, I will just message them saying, not sure if you're doing something for fitness or you're looking to switch it up because it's the new year. But I love doing at-home workouts. Have you done them before? I keep it so simple. Even though it's a complete cold message, I'm literally acknowledging that, hey, I know I'm cold messaging you, but,
Exactly. How is she acknowledging that she's cold messaging? I don't know. All of that it just rings again, just so fake to me. Like, are you into, home workouts? And right now with what's going on in the world, a lot of people are, because Beachbody has gotten over 200,000 coaches by August of this year, which is insane. I wonder how many of those people are still involved and how many of them will be involved in a year after they join, because people will fall off. They're going to see they're not going to have this success. But do you see what I mean? This ends up becoming like this ongoing chase. And to me, it's exhausting. It's so utterly exhausting. And to say, oh, I don't think about the people who ignore me, baloney on that. You do. You're just pretending that you don't, so that the people listening, they can pretend like it doesn't bother them. But it does. I mean, it feels crappy when you just are ignored. But so many people will ignore your messages. And why? Because they don't want to be pitched MLM. So if they hear something like what she's saying, guess what? It sounds very MLM-y, and people are probably like, screw this, screw her. I know I would be. And that's probably what people thought about me when I was doing this.
If you, instead of saying like, hey girl, I came across your profile, no, hey, Instagram only shows 1/8 of my followers, so yeah, I just went and searched and found you. So that's literally what I do. And then another one, this is a super cold one, but it'd be, hey, I came across your profile and I love looking at all your pictures. You look so happy and bright. I know it's a busy time of the year for a lot of us, but it's also a fresh start. I'm not sure if you nailed those fitness resolutions, if you had any, but I would love to help you jump back on with them. I know this is totally random, but I really want to pay it forward and help you out. It's super simple. Every conversation with somebody is going to be different, but as long as you had that standard questions are you into fitness? Not sure if you're into fitness. I try to acknowledge it and play dumb in a way. So again, I wanted to keep this super simple. I know I'm at 8 minutes now, but to recap, basically Instagram stories, Facebook stories, Instagram likes, Facebook likes, constantly screenshotting. If you can't get to the people right away, even if you message them in 2 days, if you guys work full time, those are just so important and that's literally what I do all the time, so I don't miss out on all those potential people that saw my story. And then I go through my Snapchat stories, Instagram stories, scroll through, I comment on people's stories, I, do the emoji, I just try to connect in any way that I can. And even if they don't say anything now, they're going to in a month because they already looked at my profile to see who the heck was messaging them. And then the last one is just going to your followers list. Even if you have 500 followers to 4,000 followers, you have somebody to message that you have not messaged before, or you have somebody to follow up that you have not followed up that you forgot about. Just acknowledging the fact that you're cold messaging them is what I always do, and it always works. So that's really it. I hope that helped, and honestly, you guys have to do this. I just did that. It's so simple. Exactly, Heather. I simply just, take that tally, make sure I did those amount of people, and just kept going until I hit that number. You will not hit those numbers, those Success Club numbers, if you are not inviting enough, and you have so many people to invite, and just keep going. Okay, hope everybody had a happy President's Day.
Okay, that was headache inducing, I mean, absolutely cringeworthy too. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but this whole thing with cold messaging it's just janky. It feels like people are invading your space. It's like somebody just showing up at your front door and knocking and saying, "Hey," I mean, you're invading. You're just like pushing into someone's life. Who else does that unless you're in MLM, who is so darn pushy? I mean, honestly, I can't think of anything. It's just, all of it just makes me just creep out and cringe and just go, I am so glad I'm not doing that. But do you see how this becomes very formulaic, and also how it can get people to where, I mean, they are so involved in the MLM and Beachbody in this instance, because they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to just start doing that, just messaging all these people. There's, like I said earlier, there's no way you can just do this within an hour. There's no way. You are now going to dedicate more and more and more of your time chasing the dream because you listen to people like this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you have any kind of experience like this? Did you cold message? What was the reaction to your cold messages? I mean, I can tell you mine didn't matter how many people I would message a day. And boy, I messaged a lot of people. It just, people weren't interested, bottom line. Thanks so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Remember, you're beautiful, and I love you.